Hey, what's going on guys? So this is just a quick one where we're going to be going through rotating hazards and moving platforms. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to set up the sprites. So we insert new object, sprite. And so I've selected some assets here to use, but obviously you can use some placeholders as well, or create your own. Now the first thing we'll do is we will do the rotating hazards. So I've got these spikes here. So if I set this one first, and as we can see, so we have like a pole, and we have the spikes on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this rotate by this point here. So all you need to do is you can just select this here. So this is edit the image point. We're just going to select it right here. And just get it centered to where you want it to rotate, because this is where we're going to rotate from basically. That's all we have to do for this. We can set the animation speed to 0 and hit OK. So all we need to do is, to make things rotate, it's dead simple. All we need to actually do is simply head over to the left. We'll go to behaviors, and there is a rotate feature. So we can set it to rotate. We'll rotate the speed 180, and if we preview, just like that straight away, you've got a rotating hazard. So rotation in this engine is super simple, and then all you'd have to do is, so let's say, we could clone this object type as well. So we could right click, we could clone object type, and then we could, we could rotate, we'll just call it rotate flip or something for now, just so we know which is which. And then you could just select, so basically what you could do is you could just mirror it, or like in here I have a different sprite here. Once again, just center it like this, and then you would just flip, so that is literally, all you would then do is, you could set the speed to minus, like this, and just like that, that's just showing you how you'd go the other direction. So if I preview both of these, as you can see, they're both moving now. And then you can also just mess around with the speed as well, so if you want it faster or slower, or you could even, so if you want it to keep getting fast, you could change the acceleration. So if you did this, it would just keep getting faster and it would just get ridiculously fast like this. So yeah, so all you gotta do is just make sure it's enabled as well, and then it's as simple as that. Now, to make it actually interact with the character, what you'd do is you'd just select the collision, and what you'd want to do is, so for this I've got spikes at the bottom, so I would just delete all the extra points here, and I would, so for this I would just simply make a rectangle actually. So I'd delete these, I'd go like this, and I would just set a point like this. And with hazards in games where you want to be a bit more forgiving, so you don't want it to be like directly at the end of the point. You want something like this, so there's a bit of giveaway. And yeah, so it's as simple as that. And then all you do is, so you'd head over to your event sheet. We already have spikes somewhere in here, I believe. Okay, great. So in our hazards group, we could add a new, so what we could do actually is we could simply duplicate this from the previous video. So we'd go character on collision with, so what we'd do is instead we'd set that to the spike rotate. On collision with spike rotate, and we'll call it to damage, and then we'll play the audio for hurt. We can duplicate this again, and we'll just set the other one. And that's how you'd go about setting up rotating hazards. It's that simple. So next thing we'll do is we'll move on to the moving platforms. And again, this is dead simple to do. We'll insert a new sprite. For this one, I'm just going to use a placeholder. We'll make this a green cube of some kind. And I'll make this just flat, so it's like a platform. And now for this, in previous projects, what I would do is, so I would have some kind of additional sprite, let's say a rope, that's just in the background for display. And what we could do is, so if we just call this like moving platform, and all you need to do is you need to add a solid behavior so that we can stand on it. Make sure it's enabled. And then additionally, all we need is a sine behavior. Now this is a sine wave, so basically this right here, you just use this to tell it which direction to go. We can set the duration, the things like that, and the magnitude. So what we can do is we'll go, so the movement, we can keep it forward. So for this we could go forwards and backwards. If we preview, you can see, as we already see, it's now going back and forth. And then whilst we've got it previewed, we can just change the magnitude. So we could set this to 150 maybe, or as far as you need to go. So all you'd have to do is you would just change this here. And then to determine how fast it moves, so once you'd figure out the distance, you would then just, make sure that you adjust the period to match the magnitude. So if that's too fast, for example, you could set that to 10. And this is, so as you can see, this is now moving a lot slow. This would work great for, let's say you had a hazard underneath, you had lava or spikes, you could then, you know, do something like this. And it's as simple as that, guys. I mean, so I'll just show you. So if you stand here, we'll get damaged by the spikes. And then for the platform, if we just place this here, it's moving, and when it comes back, we'll be able to stand on it. Like this. So you can see here how maybe you could then combine these features to make some really cool situations. So yeah, that's it for this one. Really quick and easy. I hope you enjoyed, and take care. I'll see you in the next one.